Good day and welcome to the Northwest-University Postgraduate. It is our student experience webinar, and this is one of our highlights of 2021. My name is Pieter Moller.
And my name is Kiepe van Rede van Oudtshoorn. Thank you, Peter. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope that you enjoy this next hour with us, where we're going to tell you a little bit more about the postgraduate journey at the Northwest University.
And we do have a panel of experts here today, if I can call them experts. They are experts, also from the entertaining world, from the business world. They'll tell you a little bit more about themselves now. But it's time to hear a welcome word from the Deputy Vice-Chancellor, and this is from Research and Innovation from the NWU, and this is Professor Jeffrey Mpalele.
Postgraduate qualification is not just a necessity nowadays, but rather a key qualification to have. In my opinion, postgraduate qualification improves one's critical thinking. Number one, to deal with complex issues. Number two, to create order from chaos. Number three, it significantly contributes to research and innovation, which is a catalyst for economic growth of any country. We know that countries which are leaders in research and innovation are globally competitive and boast very strong economies. So studying postgraduate qualification is really important to contribute towards economic growth of your own country. I like to believe that postgraduate qualification is more beneficial for career advancement and growth, whether one is in academia, public or private sector. It offers flexibility and progression at a workplace and in terms of a career path. And it also offers a level of innovation at the workplace. Because we know that your thinking is more than average. And then finally, I just like to leave you with the parting shots to say that the key to success is to be in the right place at the right time. So choosing Northwest University is the right institution to choose, because we know that it offers a wide range of qualifications, and we also know that Northwest University is internationally competitive and is nationally relevant. If you can look at the recent global rankings of universities, rankings by Shanghai, you will see that Northwest University is among the top 5 institutions in South Africa. So this speaks volumes in terms of the relevance of the university in South Africa and the global competitiveness of the institution. So we're looking forward to receiving you at Northwest University, and we're looking forward that we can assist you to study postgraduate qualification at our institution. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Jeffrey. Exciting times, and also very exciting to hear from our panel. And I'd like to introduce them to you. Marty next to me. Marty, you've got an incredible, amazing story. Grew up in a small town in Limpopo, and coming to Potchefstroom for your studies, it was such a journey. Share it with us.
Well, I remember I was in matric in 2010, and then the marketing team from Northwest University came to my school, and then that's when I was introduced to Northwest University. And then I showed my dad, the pamphlets were given, and he said that I think that will be a good choice for you. And then I applied, I got in. Fortunately, I got in. And then on the 14th of January 2011, we tracked down to Potch, and I've never looked back since then.
But I remember a story that you told me about 5 years ago that your dad said, Potchefstroom and the NWU, Mafeking and Vanderbijlpark, there's values, certain values. Is that the right word that he used?
Yeah, he did. He said that I think when you go there, you won't stray. It looks like it's the perfect learning environment, and he couldn't have been correct. And I chose to stay at hostel, and it just made learning even more fun. Yeah.
Coming to Potchefstroom, it was your first, if I can say, the big experience of seeing a town and a university. But now you're a worldwide traveler. But we'll speak about that now.
Yeah.
Let's introduce our second member of the panel, and that's Debbie. Debbie, great to have you on the show and the webinar. Tell us more about the experience and your journey.
Thank you so much, Peter, for having me. I came to the Noordwes-Universiteit, specifically the Potchefstroom campus, 2009 as a student who studied human resource management, and then went on 3 years after that to do my honors in human resource management and then my master's. And now I'm currently doing my PhD in human resource management, and I'm also working for the Noordwes-Universiteit as a lecturer at the School of Industrial Psychology and Human Resource Management.
Do you think the students are going, ooh, now?
Must be.
Must be, they should be. Yeah.
Thank you, Debbie. We'll speak to you now.
Alunka, right next to me. Alunka, tell us a little bit about your journey.
Okay, hello everyone, I'm Alinka Mostert. My journey is very different to these lovely ladies to my left. I qualified as a chartered accountant in the year 2000, and I entered the world of work, and I worked very hard in corporate for 10 years. And then I saw the light, and I joined Noordwes-Universiteit in 2010, obviously, and I started lecturing accounting. It's 9 years later, and there's a little bit of a push from management. When are you going to continue your studies? You're in academia. If you're in academia, the assumption is you will be an eternal learner. It actually aligns very well with the Chartered Accounting governing body, SAICA, because one of their core competencies is lifelong learning. So I thought let's put the two together, and I enrolled. Well, let me first start where I didn't enroll until I read. So I read accounting research material for the whole of 2019.
Wow.
And in 2020, I registered for my master's in accounting. And then you know what happened in March. We all got sent home. And we continued lecturing online, but still, there were no more outings and braais. So there was lots of extra time at home. And I was lucky enough to finish my master's in 1 year. Yeah. And it's over and done with. In a year, I committed. I cancelled my DSTV subscription for a year. It can be done. And this year, I received my virtual degree, and I am enthused. I can't wait to continue my studies. This year, I didn't even mention this to you earlier, Gepe. I'm leading 2 master's students this year. And it's a joy to see those people develop. And then once I've done enough of that, and again, a lot of reading, I am also going to join your world of PhD. Yeah, so that's my journey.
It's incredible how the different journeys, we work with postgraduate students across the board, all 8 faculties of the university. It's wonderful to hear their stories, and what they go through, the choices that they have to make, the sacrifices, but also the enjoyment. And then from our side, it's just a joy to hear how the services we offer, the things we have at the university actually support them. One thing that I know is quite important to a postgraduate student is some time in the library, spending some time doing research and reading, as you've said. Mari, I know you like the research commons in the Potchefstroom campus library.
Yeah, I always, like all my friends, they know that my first home is my accommodation on campus. My second home is the library. Mm-hmm. If you can't find me in my room, you'll find me in the library studying, researching, interacting with fellow researchers, and it's such a cool learning environment. It's quiet, It has working rooms where we can work together in groups. We have like librarians all around us. Like if you're stuck, you can always go there and say, hey, I'm stuck here, can you help me? And also the best part, it has coffee, like amazing coffee, like a decent coffee machine where you can get your coffee from 8 a.m. in the morning until 9 p.m. in the evening. And anyone that is a postgraduate student knows that two important liquids, water and coffee, and the library has that, and more, of course.
And, we have to give a shout out to the librarians.
Yes.
I tell you, they're such a key partner in what you do. But then, Alenka, we've discussed this actually. It's not just the librarians. What's wonderful is, of course, the online search functions that you have at the library.
Definitely. Of course, being sent home in March 2020 to complete by December 2020, I spent most of my research months at home without the library or access to the librarians. I probably could have contacted them over the phone, but I chose to do it myself, and I taught myself how to use the online library. And compliments to whoever designed that, because it is very user-friendly. And even somebody of my age that's technically not as advanced as you ladies, I didn't battle at all. So,
and you find a full range of it. I mean, it's accredited journals, Baloka. It's just a wonderful space to function in and to do your research in.
And I think to add on to that, Gepe, it's yes, you have your resources, for example, like your textbooks, like your journals, but also lots of templates, because then the research journey becomes so overwhelming. You don't always know how to do things. You have your supervisors, but the library makes sure that you've got referencing guidelines, you've got templates of research, you've got research that's been previously done by other students on the Baloka platform or the information system. So you can access different examples of theses and dissertations that were done to help you through the journey. So I think it's you have everything that you need. It makes the journey so much more easier.
Yeah. Talking about the inside of a library, I mean, you as an employee of the NWU, you must be familiar with the people there. Yeah. What is it kind of the services that they render?
We have, every faculty has a specific group of people allocated to a faculty. So whether you're a student or whether you're an employee, you can always contact that person and they can help you get access to books or research. For example, I'm busy now with, as I said earlier, with my PhD. So I need a lot of research, a lot of resources at times. I could just contact Lizelle and ask her, I need the following, and she will make sure she provides you with the books or takes them out for you. You can just collect them. So they really make everything for you easily accessible, and they help you throughout the process. So the services are just there to help you.
Yeah, and just to add to what David just said, if you're stuck, like you're not IT savvy, you don't know how to use technology, there's also a lot of online sessions that are offered that helps you go through the whole library website, how to access your journals, how to access other theses and dissertations, and it's just amazing. Yeah.
Amazing, and you just heard about the libraries and the services that they render. Let's have a look. We are very proud of our three campuses, Mafeking, Potchefstroom and Van der Bijl Park. And let's have a look at these libraries.
A research commons is basically a center where researchers, they come together and with one purpose, obviously to conduct their research. Everything that you need to conduct or compile your research is there. You need help, we are here to support. You need specific books that will help you to get or derive the information that you need, they are here. So I would say it's a center where everything is compiled together to help you conduct your research.
The support that we receive as postgraduate students were absolutely amazing. And with spaces like these that is specifically equipped for research purposes, it sure helped a lot, especially for those long hours where we have to do assignments and sit for hours and work on that dissertation.
So with regards to NW, actually I'm so happy to be a candidate or a student at this institution, considering, like I highlighted, that I'm from Zimbabwe. I have got past all the institutions from the globe perspective and also in South Africa, but I have got to choose NWU. Talking to the supervision, and the management at large is something which is putting my heart at peace, because from my experience from other qualifications, I can see the test that there is a difference. So I really appreciate what the institution is doing for me as a PhD candidate. And also I had attended some workshops in another campus, since we have got 3 campuses. So it was worth it to say that the institution is doing the best for me to perform well.
I'm very proud and fortunate to have been part of this university's postgraduate programs. To my mind, the NWU is the most exceptional institution in the country, with a unique ethic of care. Not only did the postgraduate degrees enable me to critically discuss relevant issues in our society, but I also met incredible people along the way. The support that I've received from this university during my postgraduate studies, both on a personal and an academic level, has been nothing short of incredible. I would definitely recommend that any student who considers to pursue a postgraduate program apply to this university and form part of the Noordwes-Universiteit family.
I believe that you are enthusiastic, as we are. Marty, just tell us about the highlights of your studies in political science
There's
thus far.
been so plenty. The recent one that stands out is that I became a second runner-up in the 3MT competition. So the university provides platforms where you can engage with fellow scholars nationally, internationally, and also some other highlights is going to Justus Liebig University in Germany and being there on a short research stay, as well as going to another university in Germany, Freiburg University, for a summer school. So there has been plenty of highlights.
Yeah, I think I saw that on the 3-minute thesis competition.
Yes.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's wonderful.
Tell us about
And the wonderful thing about, this all happened whilst she was busy with her PhD, right? So it's not on completion. That's why, the journey is not just you sitting behind a computer and studying. There are opportunities abound.
Yes, there's plenty. There's plenty. And for me, one of the biggest impacts that my PhD journey here at the Northwest University is just engaging with different people. Like, for instance, the gentleman that was helping me prep for my 3MT competition, he's from Brazil, all the way from Brazil, and he's doing his postdoc here. And then when he found out that I was interested in the competition, he was like, I'll coach you because I won mine back in Brazil. So when you come into this university, you're not only going to meet South Africans, you have the opportunity to engage with Africa, to engage with the world. This university is not only national, it's international. So
In a nutshell, tell us about Germany, your experience there.
it was amazing. There was
and
culture.
you're fluent in German, huh?
I can greet. And there was a lot of culture shocks at the beginning, but other than that, it was amazing. Just engaging with the different professors, the different students, being able to travel, across Europe, and presenting and just riffing off my topic with other people. So yeah, it was amazing. Yeah.
If you follow Marty on her Facebook and social media, you will see you met, it wasn't the Queen, but some people high up profiles from Germany and in Cape Town.
Yes, also when I was in Germany, I was invited to, I don't want to say party, but for lack of a better word, a function, thank you, with the president of our university back in Germany. And then we're taken on excursions to Berlin, where we met with one of the members of parliament there. And we're also taken to the Human Rights Court in Strasbourg in France, where we met even with members of the European Parliament. So studying political studies and being exposed to that type of environment and seeing where I can also go with my degree, that was really eye-opening.
Right.
Yeah.
Thanks to all our German viewers.
Guten Tag.
Yeah, you see, that
Hello.
Marty already recruited you. Debbie, your experience?
Yeah, I think my experience is also very much similar to Marty's experience, that whole international exposure that the university offers. I'm currently doing my PhD with the Tilburg University in the Netherlands. So how that works is our department has partnered with another international university. So with that partnership, it allows for postgraduate students to do a stint within their studies at that university. So on a PhD level, you do 6 months, which I did 6-month rotations over 2 years. So my first 6 months there and my second 6 months again in the Netherlands. What I basically do, I did various modules and everything was research related. So now you're gaining exposure internationally on research and new research methods and new research and ways in how to do research. And it was just so stretching, but so beneficial in terms of your journey, because you're learning from different people, you're learning from different cultures, in your field. And it's good just to get that input on what am I doing and what is the impact of our research, because ultimately you're doing research not just for the sake of doing research. We want to make an impact in our field, as small as it can be. And for me, that experience was amazing, just being in another country and learning and growing. And just to say again, it was stretching.
Yeah,
and as a South African fluent in 7 languages, you could understand the Netherlands.
Yeah, you learn. It was a bit difficult at first, but then after a while, you kind of, if you're willing to learn, you kind of learn, and it's easier to grasp it. Yeah.
Yeah, you see, but now with Alinka, she did her master's so quickly in COVID, in hard lockdown. So I don't know if there were no travel. That'll come in the PhD, I'm sure.
Hopefully, yes. But if I think of my highlights, it's definitely engagement and collaboration with fellow staff members.
Even in COVID?
Even in COVID. Zoom, Teams, my phone bill has never been this high. And my study leader, every time I called, would pick up that phone and take my call and address my query. I'm slightly impatient, and my study leader knows that. And I didn't want to ask the study leader, my colleagues who've already got their masters and PhDs, fellow lecturers, I would pick up the phone and ask them, and then we quickly Zoom, share screen. Okay, this is how EndNote works, the end. Yeah. So that was a highlight for me, bonding with fellow researchers, and everybody was willing to help. Everybody I asked, so that was a highlight.
But in accounting, I mean, it is a surprising postgraduate field, because you would think, oh my goodness, where is the esoteric, deeper, philosophical rooting of accounting? Isn't accounting just accounting?
Accounting is not only equity is equal to assets less liabilities. My area of expertise is accounting for heritage assets. Now, heritage assets belong to you and me. How can that not be interesting? Right. And, I mean, as you sit here, do you know what the government does with our heritage in their financial statements?
Wait, I'll bring
Wouldn't you love to know? See? So, no, the accounting field is vast, and my particular topic, heritage assets, I have a passion for it. It's actually, I was meant to end up here because when I did my stint at Deloitte as a technical manager, that's where the nerds go, I got seconded to SAICA, our governing body, and I helped write GRAP. Now, GRAP is the accounting standards for government. Mm-hmm. So how in my younger days I was there, and now when I walked into my study leader's office, I said, I don't know what topic to pick, and he said, have you ever heard about heritage assets? I thought, it's a sign. It's a sign. I helped develop this stuff, and I think it's interesting, and now you've like pinpointed it, and I'm definitely not changing my topic for my PhD.
You see, with Peter and myself, we get across the board, all 8 faculties, we hear these stories from different people. And then we also stay in touch with our alumni, to hear, what happens after the completion of the postgraduate degree.
Yeah, and talking about the alumni, we promised you that we are going to introduce you to famous people. One of the well-known radio people in South Africa. He is currently the CEO of Central Media, Nick Estefio.
Hello, my name is Nick Estefio, the CEO of the Central Media Group of companies that has interests in OFM, Central South Africa's premier commercial radio station, Myring Publishing, where we bring out a newspaper once a week and a magazine once a month, and digital platforms and online business. I'm very happy to be an alumni of the Northwest University Business School. My experience at that great institution was incredible. I met some amazing people. The group that we suffered through as MBA students over the period of time, we are still friends to this day. The professors and the leadership, the thought leadership of that institution is remarkable. The things that I learned, the stuff that I thought I knew, I did not. Now I'm much better and better trained to go into the private sector. The on-campus experience was remarkable as well. Just an incredible institution, an institution that I would say is probably one of the best in South Africa. The important things that I learned during the MBA process was, of course, critical thinking, leadership, and then also the development of new ideas and trying to revolutionize innovation into your business. I think a lot differently to the way I thought before I started doing the MBA and completed the MBA. I think I'm a better leader now that I did this course. I think I'm a better thinker now after doing this course. And the massive difference between leadership and management is evident in the manner in which the Northwest University Business School presents the MBA, not to mention the way that I've taken everything I've learned back into our business. Our business is better for it, and as we continue to upskill ourselves constantly, I always look back with fond memories of being an alumni of the Northwest University Business School, a great place that has made me a better person.
Yeah, so that MBA of Nick is stuff of legend. I know you really enjoyed it. There's something to say about the entire postgraduate experience. And what I'm always curious about is how do people start off with that first idea, you know? How do they, I mean, you told us now about how it started for you, but they have an idea in their head and then they have to start engaging with the NW experts. How did it work out for you, Debbie?
For me, it was basically, I already had a topic in mind that I was very passionate about, which I'm currently focusing on, employability amongst graduate students. You know,
is this now for your PhD,
my
or
PhD
did it come
right
through
now.
from your master's? Or
No,
what?
this was a new topic on my master's level. Yeah, so there's two different journeys there. In my master's level, I did something else on a specific topic, but now I'm focusing on graduate employability. How do we bridge the gap between academia and industry? Because lots of students move from industry or from university to industry and they struggle to find jobs, or they're told they're not competent yet, or they're told, oh, you need 15 years of experience, or, you know, that's the reality out there. Experience and competence are needed, but then how do we adequately prepare our students? So I'm exploring that gap currently within my PhD. My journey started off, obviously, with being inquisitive of that, but the important thing to do is to read up. Is there really a gap? Because it can be this amazing topic, but if there isn't a gap in it, or it has already been over-researched, then there's no purpose in exploring that. So I read about it, went to obviously speak to my supervisor, and we found that there was a gap, and we explored it further by starting with the research. But first thing is lots of reading. That's the thing about the journey. You do lots of reading, and that's the important part.
And as an employee, does it help you in your job as well?
Most definitely, because not only am I now also doing my research, I'm also supervising master's students. So I'm also utilizing my own competencies to help them. And also, after having learned from my own master's journey, I know how to kind of assist them in their journey. So it definitely helps.
Marty, and yours?
Well, my current PhD topic is on the phenomenon of xenophobia in South Africa. So I'm looking at it from a theoretical point of view. And one of the reasons why I chose that topic for myself is because I am passionate about migration, and I'm passionate about, refugees, and making sure that people understand what is xenophobia, why is it so wrong, what can we do, as nations across the world to welcome those that no longer have a home, and so I'm currently enjoying it.
So how did you experience the decisions made on methodology? Because you can have the idea, but then you have to either work with your supervisor or go through one of the short learning programs we have at the university, or perhaps something online. I know there are other support courses as well. But I mean, methodology is a major part of the postgraduate thing. You know, it's you have to decide, are you going to go with a positivistic quantitative approach, or are you exploring qualitatively, or is it a mixed method thing, or what? You know, so it's a difficult choice for people.
And I think the great thing about having to make that difficult choice, there are, as you mentioned, short courses, but some of the postgraduate modules on a master's level or even on a PhD level, there's courses or workshops that are provided where you basically go through the theoretical aspects of those methodological, what is quantitative, what is qualitative, and what are the different paradigms that you use in research that you are basically taught through. So now, after going through that in your first semester, you are somewhat almost like informed with what would be the best route for you to take, looking at your title or looking at your theme that you're exploring. So the support is there. Either you would do it through a module that's already part of the program in your master's or in your PhD, or you will have, as you've mentioned, at the university, different courses by research units that are being provided for students to say, we've got a workshop on Atlas TI, which is a system that you use when you analyze data. So there is resources available. You never have to feel like you have to do this journey on your own and figure it out.
And even the research approach, I mean, from problem statement to how are you going to address it, population sampling, you know, all the normal things that would form part of your dissertation. What I've seen is that enhances your employability, because you've gone through this massive study where you were forced to think methodically, very logically, and if you don't have that journey planned out at the offset, you end up with something that you shouldn't end. So you have to be very sure about that path. I want to ask you, Alinka, you've been in practice, so you've done your stint in the working environment, come back, did your master's degree. How do you feel about your development?
Well, if I look at it from an outsider's point of view, looking at me, it should show an outsider that I am committed, determined, and I have follow through. Now that, in terms of, you mentioned employability, that's a very important criteria for employability. All of these postgraduate studies are student driven. The rate at which you do it, the quality of the work that you're willing to put out there. No supervisor can pull you by the hair and make you finish your dissertation. You have to push yourself. So I think it speaks volumes as to character, completing a postgraduate qualification.
I'm also very curious, you know, after completing your PhD or your M studies, what do you intend to do? Marty, you in political studies, do you intend to going into politics?
No. I do want to become a political analyst. That's one of my career aspirations. And I also want to remain in academia. I want to lead, you know, the leaders that are coming behind me and contribute to the academic landscape of South Africa.
Do you get exposure to politicians?
Not really. Not really.
It's
no.
a good thing. Debbie, long-term plans after you've finished?
I somewhat feel like I'm in the journey itself, because I'm teaching and lecturing and preparing students in our field specifically for the world of work, and I'm able to sow into that and help mold human resource professionals that behave ethically, that go into the workplace and really, when you think of human resource management, you really think about human capital, you know, the center of people within the workplace. And I think it's so important to how do we become and humanize the workplace? How do we become a people who are able to manage organizations effectively and make sure that people are reaching the bottom line for the organization, but at the same time they're feeling that belonging, and they're feeling they're making a difference and they're adding value. And we are at the forefront of preparing those students going out there. But also I think in future my aspirations is, I think whether to go into industry or stay in academia, either or, I'm comfortable with that.
Or both, who knows?
Or both, exactly.
You know. You see, Peter, you've touched on it now. With their unique experiences and the things that they experience, we've seen now a glimpse within, I think you represent about 2 of the 8 faculties. It's humanities and economic and management sciences. But across the board, our students have very unique experiences, whether it be in health science or natural and agricultural or whatever. They have very unique experiences, and we've actually prepared something for the viewers on these experiences of our postgraduate students. Let's have a look.
My name is Hopolang Hause. I'm a postgraduate student here, and I'm researching about technology used for teaching and learning in nursing education, specifically at the nursing colleges. So my study is about checking the readiness in technology used for teaching and learning at the colleges. The interest was brought about, the fourth industrial revolution that is fast approaching, the current generation of students that we are admitting at the higher education institutions, who are the Generation Z, who are technologically inclined, and also the current lockdown regulation, which also shifted the teaching and learning to online. I've had a positive experience at the NW as a postgraduate student. We've got the state-of-the-art facility. For an example, the facility that we are here in, the simulation lab. We've got the research commons there at the library. We've got, state-of-the-art facilities like the reliable internet services. And the support that we are receiving from the lecturers has been, very great, because periodically we'll be holding the sessions wherein we're discussing issues of methodology by means of the blogs, and then we learn from the peers and even the lecturers themselves. And one would want to mention even the issues of financial support through the M&D bursaries. So it has been very great being a student here.
My name is Nwu-pukke. I'm 27 years old and I am from Mpumalanga. I am a Northwest-University postgrad student. I am studying at the Mahikeng campus. I specialize in pasture science, and pasture science is divided into two. There is rangeland science and there's planted pastures. So I'm looking at planted pastures. So in planted pastures, we look at cultivating both grasses and forage legumes. So we cultivate these grasses with the aim of providing an alternative to feeding for animals, and also closing the feed shortages that animals tend to experience, especially in drier months of the year, or mostly, of course, during the drought season. Well, my experience has been very fulfilling because I received a lot of academic support from my department, which included, of course, the exceptional laboratory that the university has at the farm, including the experimental farming land that is here. We have research comms at the library, whereby we are assisted by very friendly and competent librarians. Any type of assistance that you need that is research related, whether it's finding dissertations and theses on the school library, or finding ebooks, or anything really that has to do with progressing your research, they're definitely there to give you the support that you need. I would encourage other students from outside the institution or within the institution to come and study here and further their postgraduate studies. Because as someone who has had a good experience with the institution and the resources that are here, I managed to finish on record time, and having interacted even with my supervisors, my core supervisors who are well knowledgeable about the field that I'm also in, it gave me a lot of support and motivation to actually finish on time and even to publish.
Just the visuals alone would have given you some taste of the postgraduate experience at the Northwest University. We are very proud of what we have on our 3 different campuses, but also then of the experts that we have at the Northwest University. So how it works is we work with different research entities, and they predominantly focus on the higher degrees, which would be your masters and your doctorates. And earlier today, I even heard a discussion on the postdocs. So usually we have those research entity and a few research chairs where they offer qualifications and study supervision that are very focused. For example, 4 different research entities in the Faculty of Education. If you go to the website, you will just see the array of fields that they cover. So if you have a theme, if you have a very specific interest, then there'll be a higher degree avenue for you to explore that interest. And even if it's if you are in your final year of your first degree and you'd like to explore a little bit more and delve into the research feel of how do you undertake a study and the basics thereof, then in our schools we have wonderful honors degrees on offer as well. But I think we can also comment on the idea that there's a home for each idea and concept that you have to grapple with.
Yeah. No, I agree with you, Gipet. Specifically, we spoke about the research units. We have what we call the Work Well Research Unit, and
that's in your environment now.
Yeah, that's in my environment now. In my environment, we look at specific themes, and those themes can relate from anything from work wellness or work-life balance, or research topics on the HR value chain, such as talent management or such as change management within the organization. So if you are coming within the space of industrial psychology and HR, the specific topics that you want to look at, there you will be allocated a specific expert who has knowledge in that field or in that specific theme, who has been researching that for all these years and only works on that specific theme. And also works with some of our extraordinary professors who are also international. So you have somebody who can take you by their hand and help you through the process. It's not just people who are doing any research, it's people who are doing specific key research niches in key aspects within your that you might be interested in.
And I don't know if it's a thing of late, but what I've seen is a trend towards a multidisciplinarity, where people work together across faculties. You would find someone in engineering developing some other something for the health science environment. And there's a collaboration that takes place. You'd find someone in psychology that works together with people in theology, for example. If you can think about it, we can supervise it. I mean, that's the array of experts that we have at the Northwest University. Yeah, but Peter, I'm if I get excited about the academic part of it, I think I tend to lose focus about the more general experience that people have in the post.
That's the whole balance, because we always say, I mean, it's not just all hard work and no play. So, and people always ask about Potchefstroom, about Mahikeng, about Van der Bijlpark, but is there a social life? It's not only studying all the time. So, and you ladies, about the social life. I mean, there's gyms, there's restaurants. You do go out.
Yes, and we even have nature. We have the Mooirivier River, and I often go there with my friends, and we hold like a lovely picnic. There's like a lot of extramural activities. For instance, there's like a running group where Wednesday you can go and jog around Potch, be active, do yoga around our different parks, even on campus, like especially in front of the library's grass. So there's a lot to do.
And you, Debbie?
Yeah, I think for me personally as well, you think postgraduate studies and all you need to do is just sit in the library, but trust me, Potchefstroom will keep you very busy. There is so much to do, from somebody who wants to be outdoors to somebody who wants to be indoors. The opportunities or the different activities are really vast. We have different restaurants catering for different needs and wants. We've got outdoor experiences. You can go hiking, and not just in Potchefstroom, but outside Potchefstroom. There's amazing areas that you can go visit. We've got Paris. You've got some amazing parks that you can go experience, and the options are really a lot.
And you've got the Vaal River.
Yes, the Van der Bijlpark campus is what I call an eco-campus. So we are based right on the river. So if you need to take a study break and go catch some fish, that is allowed. If you want to go have a picnic by the river, that is allowed. They also offer occasional Pilates on the grass. And even under level 3, all the postgraduate students are allowed to access the campus. So all of those wonderful natural environments to keep you cool and calm and collected for your postgraduate studies are available. It's great.
And talking about the other towns, Mahikeng, I mean, we've been there. Such a vibrant and
Yeah.
it's a pleasant atmosphere just to be on the campus.
Yeah. It's something you need to go out and experience. I mean, go and see, have a look at the campus. Don't just think about Mahikeng somewhere in the northwest. Go to Mahikeng, go and visit the campus. We've constructed quite a number of buildings now on the campus, so it looks beautiful. It's brand new. They have wonderful sporting facilities as well.
And our soccer team is still the varsity champs.
Yeah,
Currently.
didn't go too well last night, but I mean they are there. So I mean to go and experience that in sporting facility, it is something that you should go out and see for yourself.
Let's talk about, if I can give you a few minutes each, and that is to convince people. I mean, the viewers are listening now, and they need that last part just to make the tick. If you can convince a student now or a viewer, why must they do their postgraduate studies at the NWU? Marty, I'll start with you.
Well, I'll start by saying that we offer a variety of facilities, and we also have world-renowned supervisors. So you are assured to get someone that's going to lead you in your study, someone that you can always rely on in order to produce a quality product. Yeah.
Demi?
Yeah, I think the amazing thing that our university offers internationally recognized programs, and coming to university, not only that is just a study place, but it's a home away from home, and where you've got all the support that you need and you require, and you want to learn, you want to grow, and you want to go out there after what you've learned and actually use it to make a difference and add value in whatever field, in whatever area of expertise you want to go and add value. If that's the type of place you want, then the NWU is definitely the place for you, and you should definitely consider doing a postgraduate at this university.
Yeah, from my side, at the NWU in your postgraduate studies, you're not a number. You're not like one of the 500 first-year students. You're a person with a name, and your calls get answered. So that's my first point. The second point is, and it is Afrikaans, but I'm sure most of you will understand, there's a saying in Afrikaans that says, jy is nooit te oud om te leer nie. And if you are not as useful as these lovely ladies, and you want to tick a couple of more boxes before, it's your time out of here, it's a wonderful box to tick in the later years of your life. And actually studies have shown, not my accounting studies, but other studies have shown that one of the main preventative things you can do to prevent mental illness, like Parkinson's, is to study something new every second year. So go for gold, it's never too late, enroll at NWU.
Now, you hear all the motivations, and really we see it, there's an array of motivations of why. Whether it be personal and for yourself, something that you want in your life, but something in your career. Despite the credibility and the gravitas that a postgraduate degree, that certificate brings when you add it to your CV, there's a development that takes place within you that is directly correlated with your business acumen. The difference you make in society. You understand how a community works a little bit better and how to interact with a community and inside that community.
But you wanted to add something about NWU being one of the top 6.
There you are, sir. Yeah, I think, to get all the detail, they must just go to our website, www.nwu.ac.za. And I've seen a banner there that described, our ranking and our rating status in the world.
We really hope that you enjoyed viewing this webinar, and you wanted to say when we have to apply, because I'm convinced now I'm going to study.
Yeah. The core question is now, what now? What should I do now? And the first thing is you should apply. And in the postgraduate environment, we handle online applications from local South African students, but also international students. And you'll find a wonderful explanation of what you should do in your application, taking things forward for your studies at the Northwest University. So go to our university's website, and you'll see on the Postgraduate Studies tab, you see all the necessary information that you would need for honours and for master's and PhD study. So the first thing is apply. Throw your hat in. Get your application in. Go through the wonderfully comfortable online application process and make sure that you're there. That's one avenue. You need to follow up your conversations with the experts with an application. So don't just leave it with talk. Get that actual application in so that you get your student number, or that we know that on your current student number you are going forward in becoming more with that postgraduate degree. And then, Peter, there's always a question about bursaries. So we also have a bursaries tab, and just like the M&D research template, you know, the template for your proposal, there are wonderful templates and PDF documents that will explain exactly what you need to go through to apply for a number of various bursaries that we have at the Northwest University. There are general bursaries for people doing higher degrees, and then there are also academic merit bursaries, and I know that some of the faculties also offer faculty-specific bursaries, and some of them even for specific fields. You know, some of these specialized fields are linked to very unique projects funded from industry, so there are bursary opportunities available for you. But the first thing is just go to the website, make sure that you apply, that we know of you and of your intention to do your postgraduate studies.
Now, before we conclude, and I'm going to put you on the spot, and I know you're going to say something afterwards, but let's go through our panel. A last word from you, Alinka.
Oh, I did it, I don't regret it, and I'm excited to continue my studies going forward.
Great.
I think lifelong learning is so important, and it's something that one should always, it's not there just because I think it's an opportunity to grow and do it. Why not? You've got nothing to lose. It's for your own self-development, and it adds value in your journey.
Yeah, I will say if you're thinking about it, go ahead and do it. You won't regret it. Yeah.
Thanks. Thanks to our panel. Gepe, I promised you. You've got a great saying. It's not if.
It's when.
It's when. When you're going to apply.
The time is now. Yeah, it's not if, it's when.
Thanks for joining us, and thanks for all our viewers and to our panel. I think you can give you a soft hand applause. It was great to be with you, and as we said, we would like to see you next year at the NWU Postgrad. See you.